So we're going to do our first subsurface engraving with the xTool F2 Ultra UV. And the first thing we want to do is switch out the lenses. So we're going to just click once to the left, remove this surface lens, take the cap off of the subsurface, put it on, set it aside so you can keep it clean. Then you've got these three little pins. You can reach up in there and line them up. Sounds easy, but it'll give you a little trouble. And click it once to the right. And that's it. So this pedestal, to hold up the crystal, it comes disassembled. Take you just a few seconds to assemble it. You got some markings on top, 0 to 70 millimeters. The full square is 100 by 100. This little slide's positioned here. Let's say your crystal is 50 millimeters across, like the first one we're going to use. You'll set this to 25, so when you put the crystal in the center, it'll actually be centered. Then you just set it up and tie it down right here with these thumb screws, maybe. And just have this slide positioned wherever it suits you best. It's a symmetrical piece, so it doesn't really matter. As far as I know, it doesn't matter how you place it there. All right, this is the crystal we're going to use. It's the one that came with the laser, and it's 50 millimeters by 50 millimeters and 50 by 80. I just cleaned it off with a lint-free cloth a little bit. And when I first came into the shop, it was kind of cold, so I figured it'd be better to warm it up. So I set it out in the sun for a little bit, not direct sunlight, just enough to warm it up. And when you purchase these crystals, you want to make sure that they're pure enough and not cloudy. Just shine a light through it and see if it goes all the way through. If you see any cloudiness, it may not be the best one to use. So we're just going to set it up on the pedestal. And remember, we set this guide at 25 millimeters, and we know this is 50 by 50, so that'll center it under the lens. So when changing the lenses, the laser needs to be cycled, so be sure to turn it off and back on so it'll pick up the new lens. And that should be enough to take care of it. Since this is the first inner engraving I'm doing with the F2 Ultra UV, I wanted to be sure I've got a suitable image to start with. And I went into ChatGPT, which I'm doing more and more often these days. I've got the pay version, but you can do this with the free version. There's just some limitations on the number of images you can create. So for anybody that can't see the prompt, I'm using the xTool F2 Ultra UV laser to do my first inner engraving of a K9 crystal cube, 50 by 50 by 80. Can you create an image of a dinosaur suitable for conversion to full 3D within the xTool Studio software? And this is what it came back with. So we're going to refine it some to get to where we want. But at least we can see how the image is going to look inside the cube. So that's another good use for ChatGPT. So before you put something in the cube, you can ask it to tell you how to look inside the cube, give you an idea. So to refine it more, like you can do anytime, if ChatGPT doesn't give you exactly what you want, but it gives you something, then you can refine that prompt and go from that image to get closer to what you want. So I went on to say, can you remove the cube and just give me the T-Rex and the scene so I can process in xTool Studio? And it gave me what I asked for. Well, I understand that xTool Studio will remove the background, but if you want to take it a step further and go ahead and get rid of that background, you can say, give me the image with a transparent background. And then here we are transparent background. We're ready to go into xTool Studio and convert this to the file that we need. Okay, we're in xTool Studio. We'll just start a new project. It's recognized that we have the subsurface lens in. And I think the first thing we need to do is go over to AImake and import our video from ChatGPT. We'll try the one with no background first and see if it works out. Then it saved us a couple of credits, because this is a credit system, and the more work they have to do, of course, the more credits. And we can choose our mode, which is 3D generation. We'll go with universal. Click upload. And it is says it's making a form suitable for internal laser engraving. We'll see. Okay, well, there is our generated model, and it took right at 5 minutes. It's not showing it. It did have the time up there, but so let's go over to mode and switch to enter engraving. We already have our stand in place. Click next. We'll put the dimensions in here. We know the Z up and down is 80 millimeters and 50 and 50 on the X and Y. Now this refractive index, as I understand it, this is a standard for K9 crystal. There's some math in it. I don't know what all that is, but 1.5, I think we're good. We'll click next. Now we centered by setting our guide on 25. So we'll change that to 25. Click import canvas. We will exit out of that and hopefully get back to our photo. There's our photo. We want to choose our material, which is K9 intercarved glass. We'll apply that. And this you can move it around. And now we have to get the image imported to the canvas. Scale to fit. And it really doesn't look like it fits. I don't know if we can, that looks way small to me. I don't know if we can resize it or not. So I'm thinking because of the tail is the reason it can't be resized. Because if I stretch him out, I think his tail would come out the back. Notice over here on AImake, it didn't charge me any credits. Apparently, you get 3 per month free, which that's pretty good, I guess. So the settings, the default settings, you can see here, power of 50, a dot duration of 180, and layer height 0.05. So I think I'm just going to go with these default settings since I've never done this before, and we'll see. Now to get the time generation, I guess we need to hit process. Well, the estimated time is 55 minutes, 36 seconds. So we're going to hit start, let this run, and hopefully get a good result. We'll see. All right, let's take a look at it. That looks pretty sweet. I'm going to get some light under it so we can get a better look. Okay, folks, well, here it is all lit up. And I got to say, this looks pretty good. Not because I've done it, but because it's the first one I've ever done. And I was just waiting for this cube to crack up or something. But I did use the default settings. And I may have missed a few steps, but everything I've done to get here is in the video. So if you have questions, let me know. I'm glad to answer them. At least I'll try. Your comments and questions cause me to think, and it just makes me better, and I appreciate it. And it helps other folks when they come across them and they can see the conversation, and it helps them out too. So please keep them coming, and please keep coming back to check for new videos. There'll be a lot more on the xTool F2 Ultra UV. I want to go through and see how many materials I can do with this. There'll be other videos on the F1 Ultra and other lasers in the shop. So keep coming back. I appreciate it. So in the meantime, take care, and we'll see y'all next time. Thank you.